Well, let's bring you up to speed with the latest traffic watch. And the portal is always traffic.com.gh. After this morning, please make sure that throughout the rest of the day, especially within the peak hours of the traffic situation, anytime where you are, get the latest update. Now, we straight away would have to go to the Tema end of the Accra-Tema motorway. This is the situation you can find. And the next location will be definitely the Ring Road. And this one, it depends on which of the inbound or the outbound section it is, will lead you to the industrial area. Of course, you go through the Kwame Nkrumah interchange area, or the opposite end, you go to Kanda. The areas also linking Laboni, Osu, and the rest. Now let's go to airport. It's a bit hazy, just because the weather seems to be affecting the camera lenses, but don't worry at all. It looks to be quite good now. It's free, and so if you're coming from the Spintex area, you want to go through the grounds linking it through the airport runabout, or you want to go to Elwak, it's very easy for you to use this as well. Well, the rest of the team is seated. Now let's go to the Burma Camp Gifford Road. There's the airport bypass, and this one will take you from the shopping mall, that's the Palace Mall, from the Spintex Road, or those coming just beneath the underpass from the American House area, East Legon, and many of them who want to go to Labadi, Laboni, come to Elwak. You can always use that route, and then you link up here, and subsequently you can go to your best destination, wherever you can get all the subsequent links. But the beehive of traffic every morning usually would always be Tetekwashi. It looks to be better this morning. So for those coming from Dodowa, Adenta, the Medina area through Zongo Junction, or the University of Ghana Link Road, Oponglo, and coming to either main airport, Accra, please make sure that you're ready to use this link. Quickly move out of your homes and let us know you have all the best update. Well, the DNA man is here. How are you? How are you?
I'm okay. Just I don't know. I have a bit of a cold.
Yeah.
Because of the weather, I think.
Me too. I've been a bit.
I've been sneezing a lot.
Yeah, it's that season actually, isn't it? When the weather starts, switching between wet and dry, the pollen doesn't know what to do with itself, and so much of it gets caught in our nasal cavities.
36 minutes after 6, I'm looking at the main Tetekwashi Road from one of the screens in the studio.
Can we have it back? Mama seem to love that link road today.
Absolutely no traffic.
Yeah.
Like it's a free flow.
That's quite a surprise.
Whether from Tema or if you're coming from Legon.
Mid-month, when people are broke, they don't leave home early.
Well, we told you that we are broke.
No, I'm not talking about, before us, we are home, we're in the studio, so we're at work. I'm talking about those who...
we're not part of the people.
But you have no...
You're saying mid-month, people are broke.
Yeah, when they are broke...
And I said, who told you that we are broke?
So we are here.
So when people are broke, they stay at home, they don't go to work.
They don't leave home early because they have to make sure that they plan how they can get their solid for the day.
Really? I wish I could believe you on this.
This sounds like some sort of personal experience you're relaying.
More like. But could you welcome back from Takrady?
Thank you. It was a depressing trip. I mean, these families, you can tell that so much of their reaction is just is a byproduct of grief. You would think that they've sort of prepared themselves for the possibility that their loved ones could be dead. But no matter how much you prepare yourself, you can't really let go of hope when somebody you care about is in danger, and you just have to keep hoping. So if news like this comes along to kill such hope, it's very difficult to process. And so at the moment, all they are able to see is what went wrong. All the ways in which the police messed up in their perspective, from their perspective. And it just makes it impossible for them to accept.
I need a bit of clarification. So you went to Rudlove's family home yesterday. You spoke to the sister. How, she was talking about how the police broke the news to them.
Yeah.
Can you go over it again?
Okay. So what she said, and if we have the clip, we can play back as well. What she said was that the police turned up at their home at about 7:30, literally while the press conference was going on. So they had actually first started watching the press conference. And the conference began with the declaration that the DNA test proved the girls are dead. Then the police turned up, and they were all armed, or well, a number of them were armed. They came with the liaison officers that had been assigned to their family, and a psychiatrist, I believe, a psychologist, psychiatrist, and a reverend who is a part of the delegation. And they delivered the news.
But this was after the press conference was ongoing.
Yeah.
And they had heard at least the beginning of it, which means their loved one was dead.
That's right. But beyond that, I don't know if you're aware, traditionally, we have this belief that you don't, you don't go
we're talking about it
you don't go and deliver bad news about death, tragic news in the night. And all of our customs have logic behind them. So if you can imagine 200 years ago, there weren't any hospitals. Those who were delivering healthcare were probably like the medicine man in the village or whatever. And so if you're going to deliver bad news and you're likely to have a physical reaction to it that might require some, medical or health assistance, you have to do it at a time when the person who will assist you is available, he's around, he's not asleep, he's awake. So that's the theory. Even if you bring it a couple of 100 years forward, until recently, most places, in fact, even now, most places don't have a 24-hour hospital nearby. So if you're going to go and deliver bad news, do it at a time when, if something goes wrong, there can be assistance. You can mobilize vehicles and so forth to a hospital that's open to, that sort of thing. That's the thinking behind that particular tradition. And of course, in the case of the Quaysons, their mother has a physical condition. She has high blood pressure, which she developed after the kidnapping of her daughter. So these are all
she was also present when they,
yes,
at least they were watching, and then they got the visit.
So these are all things that the family thinks were acts of insensitivity on the part of the police. The police, I'm sure, had their reasons for wanting to, arrive at that time of the evening to deliver the news. Problem is, nobody is telling anybody what those reasons are.
Yeah.
And so the family members, all they see is what went wrong.
Today we'll see two more of the families share what they feel with you.
Yes. Yeah. We'll speak to two more fathers. And then the brother of the last victim.
Okay.
Now, they are the only family that have accepted the results, the DNA results.
Interesting.
So we'll speak to Michael, who is Priscilla's older brother, and he will tell us why.
Okay.
Why they've accepted.
All right. Let's spend the rest of the time doing the newspapers. I'll do the Times, the Finder, and the Today newspaper.
Okay. I have the Daily Graphic and the Daily Statesman.
Roland will do about 6.
You do everything else. Should I take one more from you?
You can take more, actually. I was waiting.
I'll take one.
All right, let me just do the Times for now. Front page of the Ghanaian Times. 3 families of Takoradi kidnapped girls reject police DNA reports. Police rejects 1 Peswa coin. No, it's not police, it's public. Public rejects 1 Peswa coin as legal tender. Is a question on the front page of the paper.
That's such a mischievous response to that.
The 1 Peswa?
Yes, I was going to say.
That's the.
I was going to say the police won't reject that.
Okay, you're naughty. CAP returns to school placements, and we have a conversation on it. So if you still have challenges, we will activate the phone lines and then deal with this matter properly in detail. But the banner headline, xenophobic attacks on African nationals. South Africa apologizes to Ghana. Special envoy delivers message to president. Also, Assembly member charged for assaulting journalists. The Assembly member for Jamestown, Accra, Joseph Addo, who assaulted multimedia photojournalist David Ando, has been charged for assault and put before courts. The assembly member, okay, so Ado, who appeared before Ajabin District's Court, pleaded not guilty yesterday and has been granted a 5,000 Ghana cedis bail with 2 sureties to reappear on October 7. Lawyers for Ado made the application for bail as they argued that their client would show up in court when needed, adding that he was preparing to contest elections. Mr. Ando, at the Clean Ghana campaign to educate citizens on their civic responsibility to keep the country clean, was allegedly assaulted by the assembly member on Wednesday, September 11, for attempting to take pictures of a foot joint at an unhygienic environment. The assembly member smashed the journalist's camera and another person slapped him, demanding that the team leaves the area. So that's where we are with this matter, the court appearance yesterday and the bail granted.
And he's pleading not guilty, isn't he?
He's pleading not guilty. Center spread of the paper, the head of state's award scheme honors NTC, and that's the New Times Corporation. 3 families of Takoradi kidnapped girls reject police DNA report. Details of what's on the front page is in the center spread of the paper. Back page, new ambulances are of acceptable standard according to the National Ambulance Service. They say the new ambulances procured by the government to revamp the country's ailing emergency service are standard and suitable for the country's terrain. A lot more on the back page. Also, Zebela District Hospital gets new 40-bed maternity ward. Let me do the finder and the Today newspaper, and I'll leave it to you guys. So the Finder front page, citizens of 167 countries live with us here in our country. 22,393 issued foreigners ID cards so far this year. 2019 mass registration for foreigners underway at AICC. That will be the Accra International Conference Center. Tension cases as GS. Oh no. Tension eases. Is there something wrong with me today?
Let's clean your glasses for you.
I see public as police. I see eases as something else. Okay. Tension eases as GS addresses senior high school placement concerns. Majority of businesses in Accra lack confidence in local assemblies. Xenophobic attacks SA to compensate properly registered Ghanaian businesses. All right, that's what's on the front page of the Finder. Let's finish off with a Today. How ready are the police? Land guards menace at Roland. This one. Is it Chado?
Chadu.
Yeah.
Chadu. Just behind Trade Fair.
Okay. List of Gold Coast Fund Management debtors in the paper today. I don't need your sympathy, President Akufo-Addo. Saying with regards to what exactly, well, stories on page 3. Let's see. The family of Ruth Love Kwesing, one of the Takoradi missing girls that have been confirmed dead by the police, has ignored a call from President Akufo-Addo.
Yep.
Okay, so that's what the headline is. Ghana's economy in ruins. Collapse of financial institutions leads to all-time low investor confidence. Also, MPs construct Tema Community 3 traffic intersection. All right, let's see. Just a little bit of it. Minister for Roads and Transport, Kwesi Amoakwata, has inaugurated the Tema Community 3 traffic intersection road linking the Tema Beach Road to the Tema Township. It is traffic, like I don't understand, like traffic intersection.
Intersection.
Yeah.
Because I know which. I know.
Okay, all right. That's it for the Today newspaper. Over to you guys.
Okay. Just in front of the Community 3 flats. Okay. Okay, let me do the dispatch quickly. The dispatch is on the front page. More on murdered Takoradi girls. My daughter's killer promised her a trip. I'm sure the dispatch wanted to say abroad. Priscilla Crunch's father. The story is on the back page of the Daily Dispatch. Also on the front page, police must also find out why the girls were killed. Sanitation disaster looms in Takoradi. Zoom Lion to the rescue. Ghana's ethnic groups with population above 500,000. Again, just telling us about the statistics. Now let's go to the new publisher. has on the front page, the new publisher has on the front page, Minsha angry at Mahama. Charlotte Osei pops up as witness of peace talks. Yes, you can. That's the new publisher newspaper. Yes, you can. Nancy tells Kaya Ye. Our girls not dead. Tadi girls family fight back. At some point, Hene killer arrested in Burkina. The Ghanaian publisher, the new publisher, and then the Ghanaian publisher look similar. Sometimes you look at the fonts, etc. Child rights demand reforms on handling child kidnapping and abuse has on the front page Brighter Pierre, Executive Director for Child Rights International. And then we also have Akufo-Addo consoles families. South Africa apologizes to Ghana over Xeno attacks and apologized to 24Ls as Santi youth to Mahama or Manebwama NDC. The Observer. The bones are Akrantie remains. The Ghanaian Observer. The bones are Akrantie remains. Missing Tadi girls family fire. Doubt DNA results. And then we have, we're seeing massive transformation in our communities. Chiefs to Akufo-Addo. Mahama in trouble, given 48 hours ultimatum to apologize to Tumfor. And down there we have Medina MP fight for the youth. Ramaphosa apologizes to Ghana over xenophobic attacks, and NYA gets new deputy CEO. Those,
I see you taking your time there to look at
no, it's
the new
name.
deputy CEO.
Is the name I wanted to look at. Shame on you.
Oh, wow.
Daily Heritage.
Are you both chasing the same girl?
I don't even understand why this is shame on
I
me.
don't know.
Yeah, I said you are taking your time to look at them.
I don't know the list of girls in his contact list. Serious. Daily Heritage. We need foreign DNA
Something
tests.
is brewing.
Tardy girls' families and soldiers invade Utinibi, bulldozing properties while owners look on helplessly. Utinibi. So Tuom chiefs arrest. No, and okay. So Tuom chiefs, police arrest 20 suspected criminals. And give us filler. Forestry Commission cries out. Says forest guards now getting older. Employ new ones. I believe we have an initiative on the managing forest.
I believe we have a lot of unemployed people.
Yeah.
I'm sure their capacity can be built in that direction. Okay, all right. So I'll do the Daily Guide, the Daily Statesman, and then I'll end with the Daily Graphic. And this morning, banner headline, Daily Guide, like many papers, it's all about the Takoradi girls. And the headline is, Kidnappers Killed Tadi Girls. Families Reject DNA. President sorry. Also, South Africa apologizes for xenophobia. While some Ghanaians are actually calling for it. Queen Mother nabbed in Otumfuo's chief murder. And Rawlings wades into Asantehene NDC brouhaha. And that's all on the front page. On the back this morning, Everest secures first win. Tesek stuns Supreme in presidential tournament. Also on the back, Conte slams Italian media. Rape allegations embarrasses me. That's Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo speaking. And Sarri is bad for football. Maurizio Sarri there is the one being referred to in that story. So go check it out. Find out why Mogi thinks he is bad for football. Mogi. All right. That does it for the Daily Guide. Let's have a look at the Statesman this morning. And on the front, splashed across the front, Ibrahim Mahama to fight Ghana's Supreme Court. Former president's brother clings to $180 billion bauxite deal. And also, the trap of umbrellas, myths, pots and kettles. That sounds like an opinion piece, but if you're interested, you can find it on page 10. Ashanti anti-NDC anger mounts after Otumfuo attack, also on the front page. And that does it for the Daily Statesman this morning. We'll wrap with the Daily Graphic. And again, on the front page, where from these boons, families of Takoradi missing girls question DNA results. And then SHS placement, 90,000, forgive me, 90% done. That's the banner headline this morning, front page of the Daily Graphic. Picture of Dr. Kwabena bin Patano. He's the Deputy Director General of the GES. His responsibilities go into the areas of access and quality. Also on the front page, Professor Fred T. Sai passes. Legal luminary, was he not?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, so for family planning.
Who is Sai?
That's Shrem Sai.
Oh, my mistake.
So this,
true.
This is the father of a former minister.
Okay. Okay.
And he had worked with the UN on many population strategies for countries in Africa and the rest of the world.
I think we'll link him more to family planning in that sense.
Because of his work on population and so forth. Okay. Well, I guess another great Ghanaian who has contributed to the world been lost there. So sad. Okay, stop holding yourself as Kwabin Chief, or Chehine orders military officer. Okay. Back page real quick. Sunyani East Rotary Club inaugurates classroom block for Nkran. Good job there once again by the Rotary Club. Brim Central Assembly supports PWDs with business startups, also on the back page this morning. And the center spread. We should call it the Mamabi Center Spread Minute.
Because she likes the center spread of the
she
Daily
never
Graphic.
Does the Daily Graphic without doing the center spread. Yeah. So teachers' salaries, allowances swallow education budget, according to the education minister. We've known this for a while. It's a huge proportion.
As well as for health,
of the budget. MMDA is asked to introduce electronic tax payment systems. That's also in the center. I think that does it.
Yeah. I was looking at the issue with the city, the one coin, the 1 peswa coin, which the paper is asking if it's still legal tender. And that's because, but continuously traders don't accept it. So they make the example.
Malls.
Yes. So they talk about the malls. They talk about ShopRite, Citidia, and the others accepting it. But then they try to buy sachet water at Circle, La Paz, Kaneshi, and the traders simply won't take it. They say it is not in use.
But
they go back to the Bank of Ghana, and they speak to the head of communications, AC Hammond, who says they're going to embark on a sensitization, whatever, to get people to understand to use it.
In actual fact, if our retail sector was well structured for pricing strategy, and just like you see in the more developed countries, it should have been better used than we're doing now. So if you go to the malls, they do the 99 as well to
and then you can get your 1 peswa coin. But there's an economist who's also speaking in the story who says that if we don't check this in the next few years, we will lose it completely, and the 5 peswa will be affected.
Yeah, definitely.
So, I mean, first of all, just in terms of what our law says, it is illegal to reject legal tender. It's against the law to reject it. So it's good that there is some sensitization going on, but I think we also need to
They haven't started that?
No.
Not yet.
Okay, so they are planning it, right? All right. Well, it's a good plan. They really need to get on it. But we also have to think long term. I mean, do you know what 100 coins looks like? That's how much you need to get 1 cedi. That's how much of the 1 peswa coins you need to get 1 cedi.
So the traders don't want to go through that hassle.
Yeah. So you have to understand that the practicalities of it. Our cedi is losing value. Yeah. And this is the result of it.
But they're cheating us in the process, because then if something costs 1 cedi 70 pesos or whatever it is, and you
have
need
to pay 2
they
cedis.
have to round it up then. Yeah. So you're cheating me by doing so.
But you also gain a little bit sometimes when you get to the filling station and your fuel was 100 cedis and 34
then
pesos.
They round it up?
Yeah, they round it up to 100 cedis. And then
All right, we've got more conversations coming up. We're talking about the placement. If you have issues, you have to stay with us. Because we've got a man who can answer all the questions and direct you. We're also talking about the 3 kidnapped girls. We can't we can't say they're kidnapped now because the police has confirmed that they're dead. Kojo went to Takrade, spoke to more of the family, so we've got reactions coming your way as well.
Yeah, when we say that, I think we also have to add that the media has not yet seen the DNA results. We've heard the police, their press conference, and they say that the results have proved conclusively that those 4 belong to these 4 missing girls. The media has not yet seen the reports or the bones.
All right. We have to bring you sports. Liverpool, Chelsea beating in the Champions League, and there's a fresh corruption allegation brewing in the Nigerian FA that has led to seizure of some properties. Details coming up. Stay with us.